Making a second record is an entire thing on its own. It's like a whole separate animal. When you're making your first record, you don't have any expectations or fans expecting something. So making a second record was kind of a struggle getting to that point. But I knew I wanted to make something that I liked, that was caught up to with what I was listening to as an artist, and just where I was as a musician. And you have to let your music catch up with that, you know? You can't like make the same thing over again just because that's what you think people might want. So the whole process of even just getting through that mental frame, like shedding these expectations that you feel like you need to make the same thing over again. And I started really kind of getting the sense of bringing things a little darker and a little bit heavier, inspired by some dubstep elements and some of the music I was listening to at the time, and I still am. It's just where I'm at. I always do the friend test. Like if I want to show my friends my music, that means that I like it and it's cool. So even the process of getting to the discovery of where I want to go with the record was ups and downs and like totally new territory. When we finally got there and brought Holy Fuck into the picture and Shad to do some stuff, and also like Jay from USS to help us with some beats, it was basically like unknown. It was like, we know kind of the general idea, but we're basically walking to this new territory, just inventing and creating, and it was so exciting, and it felt kind of like a Siberia to me. I've always been fascinated with Siberia, like this mysterious land. There's so many weird things about Siberia, the actual place. Like there's vampire moths that drink blood, and there was like yetis, and like over the summer a rocket crashed in Siberia. It's just this weird, mysterious place. So yeah, it just felt like the process of exploring new land, you know? We did the release party on the Monday night, and then the record came out basically that midnight. And my dad actually flew in, and I remember that night I had to wake up at 5 the next morning to like do a busy day of release day stuff, you know? And I couldn't sleep at all because I was so excited watching it move up, you know? And then just watching it the whole week. It was crazy. It's exciting. I would love a collaboration with him. I mean, he's a busy man. He does like a show every day in the year. So, I mean, I asked if he'd do it, and we'll see if he is interested. It's just been, through the course of my career, it's been a process of little things that just keep helping you out, you know? It started with social media and MySpace and all that stuff, and just, I suppose the biggest first thing I ever did was MySpace, create a page for that. Oh, those were the days. And then just not too long after that, after about a year, in 2007, Old Navy found my stuff and put it in their commercials, so that was another little thing. And, you know, songs get placed here and there, people find it, word of mouth. I've taken pride in that I haven't done anything excessively for that reason. Me and my manager, we work really close together. We've been working together for almost 10 years, and we're on this kind of mind frame that you check your decision and check your position on making, when you decide to do something, is it for the integrity of the music, or is it for money, or is it for fame? Well, those are the wrong reasons, you know? So everything we've decided to do is based on, will this be presenting the music in the right way? So it's been a bunch of little things along the way that seem to be working, you know, in the right form, you know? I just moved to BC. I was living in Ontario, and I was in a metal band and stuff, and then I actually moved out west to continue high school because my family was moving out there, and started getting into a lot of new wave stuff. And I got a job at a music store. There's all these keyboards everywhere, and so I would just hang out in Pro Audio and play the keyboards. And there was this one called it was a Yamaha Motif, and it had lots of crazy sounds in it and cool arpeggios. And I remember when the store wasn't busy, I would just sit there and play. And started to buy stuff because I got a discount. And then really enjoyed the unlimited properties of this. I remember when I first started making new wave, I had this, even a few years before that, I was making all kinds of different genres of music, but I had this little 8-track, a little digital 8-track recorder. And I didn't have a synthesizer yet at this point, but I knew what the synthesizer could do. I just had a piano, so I ran my piano through this was the first time I dabbled in synth. I ran my piano through a distortion pedal, and it got this like weird raunchy sound that like maybe a Moog would give you or something like that, like a Moog bass. And wrote this song about like vampires called Our Zombie Task Force. And it was like about superheroes, and it opened up this whole world of potential content-wise, because I realized when you strip yourself away from one-on-one, you know, with your acoustic, it suddenly opens up your mind to like lyrics and content and visuals and everything like that. So it just opened this whole new world for me, and it was like, wow, I can do anything. That was probably about 2005, 2004. Acoustic's always going to be part of it. I'll never be an acoustic artist. It's not my genre. I do electro, but I was a songwriter before I was ever even a good musician or a singer, really. So, I mean, it all comes with the parcel, but songwriting was the focus, and I got signed as a songwriter when I was like 15. So it became the most crucial part of music, and that's what this industry is founded on, is good songs. So the acoustic allows that to shine, that aspect, because I do put a lot of effort into the songs themselves, allowing them to be stripped down and just played on their own, and there's still something there, you know? So that's just a part of it that's always going to be inevitable, but I'm not ever going to be like, I'm acoustic now. Blizz has been really good about keeping the game interesting and keeping new fans entertained and not too overwhelmed, but fans who've been there for a long time inundated with new content and new challenges along the way. And there's just so much to the game. I have so many good memories of playing that game. Like, when I first started, I didn't know anyone that played, and I was leveling up and just kind of exploring Azeroth, and I remember moments when I was writing songs for the listening, and I was listening to a bunch of songs that maybe didn't make the records and that did, and just being so excited about where I was in music, and then like riding my horse down the beach in Sunset in Teneris and being like, what a moment this is. So every time I listen to some of these songs, it brings me back to those days when I was like first exploring. It's just a real getaway, and so creative, and the amount of effort that goes into the lore and the graphics and the like the technicalities behind it is just genius. Like, plus it's a cool interface to talk to fans. I have a fan guild on there called Lights Guild, and we have 300 plus members on Gorgeth. Best thing I've been given by a fan? I've been given some pretty insane things. I mean, it comes in different forms. Somebody sent my name out to like a Mars rover where you could put your name out in space, which was really cool. But then last tour, a bunch of fans worked on this amazing project where they give me a key in every city, and by the end of the tour, I had all these, like, so many keys that only one of them went to this specific box, which had letters and everything in it. And just things like that that are really special, and people seem to be really creative, like give me art and everything like that. It's pretty neat seeing that. Actually, one of my favorite things is seeing tattoos that people get with lyrics or like pictures. It's really cool. On Lights Love, there's a whole gallery of tattoos. It's amazing. Best and worst tour memory. There's so many good ones. I mean, like, I remember touring in Belgium. It was our last day of the European tour with Owl City, and we just like pranked each other the whole time. It was so much fun. You have a good time. I remember once in Saskatoon, we went out that night because there was nothing else to do, and we did karaoke for the first time as a band. It was amazing. Just little memories like that that you gain along the way. Halloween in Austin, or like alligator dogs in Chicago. You know, it was amazing.